కక్కడిది కొంచెం చూస్తాను. Hey guys, welcome back to our stream. So it's like to be a present day and tomorrow is a holiday over here. So let's
There's some kind of old world ruin down here.
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the proving lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe.
Ora!
Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console.
പക്ഷേ ഇതാരാണ് ഓപ്പൺ ചെയ്തത്? അതിൽ ഓപ്പൺ ചെയ്യണമല്ലോ.
I've never seen a transmitter like this before. Looks like it's self-destructed. This was a Far Zenith research lab. Looks like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthia's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. But then why were the Zeniths still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around.
So, exploring another Far Zenith ruin.
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Or anything you can blow up.
While streaming, guys. It's while streaming, okay?
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Well, knowing Far Zenith, probably discovering amazing things. For their own benefit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
പോലെ
Ectogenic chambers. Like the ones I saw inside a Zero Dawn cradle facility.
What were they for?
Remember when I told you I was made, not born? This is how.
A machine that makes a
Keeps
person.
on going.
That's incredible.
We better check in that room. Yeah.
Experiment Daniel McGill, subject phone fed. Down.
This place is huge. Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around. So, how is Erend taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, the Zeniths, the Focus. It's a lot. When I caught up to him in the dawn and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure. A control console to access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236? Wasn't there a number in the distress signal?
You're right. I should check the log.
Poor Hades. So cramped in there.
Good morning.
Two, 3, 7. 236 എന്നല്ലേ പറഞ്ഞത്? 237 എങ്ങനെ വരും? നോക്കാം.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd...
Hey boy.
Aloy. It's you. Skin's like ice. Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Hello, Elizabeth. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Beta. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Farcineth. They are ruthless, and they have Eleuthia, Artemis, and Apollo now. But at least I don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with. You must succeed, Oh, this was all for nothing. Good luck. And goodbye. So she's...
She's still alive.
We need to get her back to...
Oh shit, they can fly? Aloy! Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Erend?
2 of those spectral things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
We're coming up. Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Get her to cover in that room. Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
Wada.
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here. I can't let it get through to...
Extra power into it. So we are going to fuck it. Na 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 na.
Clone. Here it comes! Ugly one, aren't you? I can scan that thing. See if it has any weak spots. There.
ഒരു നടക്ക് പോണ ലക്ഷണം ഇല്ല. That thing's quick. A moment before thought. There.
Are you okay, Aloy?
Yeah, I'm heading up top. Stay down here with the clone for now.
Got it. I'll follow once the coast is clear.
get back up top and deal with that other Spectre. I just hope Aaron stays in cover.
Aloy!
Aaron!
Yeah, the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me pinned down.
Hang tight. I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
That doesn't sound good. I gotta get to Aaron. Aaron, I'm here.
Watch out! That thing's shooting down the center.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
And the second you need me, I'm there.
Spectre's not budging from that spot. I might be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire. I need to sneak around behind it. Oh, not happy to see. Heavy weapon. That could help. It's on the move!
അതിന്റെ വെപ്പൺ ഇട്ടേനെ നമ്മൾ അതിനെ കൊല്ലും.
Aloy, she's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing works, maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all. Snow's melting on my clothes. Great. No. Damn it. Well, it's better than nothing. I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths. I should check on the clone, too. Varl, where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
Okay.
Anybody seen one of my machine strike pieces around?
Aloy, glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
Booting up. So, Aloy, I suppose you want information.
About you and the Zeniths? Yeah.
Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start at the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago? That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed. So far, Zenith established a colony world after all. Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable. Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves? Not their descendants. What? Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know? How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What did they do to themselves? I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants. And you? Does that mean that you're... I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function. Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it? When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over. So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill everyone just to take over? When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want. Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that? Well, without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that. The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it? They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth, for their own benefit. So you know about the extinction signal? It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her. Yeah, well, surprise. So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who once lived on Earth. What else do you know about them? They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says.
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned the Zenith set up a base here on Earth. Where is it?
Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine lures. It must be impregnable.
What's inside the base?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit. Plus infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space, other survivors of the colony.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age, too. How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run. I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eluthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
Baina's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eluthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eluthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done. You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing?
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA.
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it?
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
To have all that knowledge, just out of reach. Must have been frustrating. All right, I think that's enough for now. Do you want to come upstairs, or...?
So how long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia's powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus.
What? You don't have Hephaestus already?
Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single... To a single location, of course not!
You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are. You were supposed to be further along by now. Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing.
They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location.
What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything. Everyone. They're gonna die.
Hey. Calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry.
Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
How'd it go?
Her injury's not that bad,
but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
I should get the weapon fragment to Gaia.
I'm telling you, the old ones put blades on their feet, and...
That doesn't sound safe.
Does sound fun.
Huh. The door's unlocked now. Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for Control Center operatives. I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful warm-up.
Aloy, there are more supplies in the chest. Help yourself.
Where'd Katalo go? I'll have to explore more machine sites.
Ha!
I should get the weapon fragment to Gaia first.
The old ones created
Yeah, until it gets a mind of its own and decides to kill everyone.
Welcome back. Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped a Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment, I will scan it. Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced, comparable to Zenith technology, but not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands. Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Based on your data on him, that is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us. Well, it was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zeniths got Eleuthia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better get back out there.
I wish you luck on your search.
Right. Thanks, Gaia. So I guess we won't be making use of Cylon's weapon. And now there is another clone of Elizabeth here with us. But I can't let it distract me. I still have 2 more sub-functions to get.
Pass
the parts I need.
You're the one that helped me find it. People make mistakes.
Turning to an icicle out here.
Rush of air.
Aloy, it's Gotalo. If you're in need of provisions, I recommend stopping by Salt Bite, a village north of the Grove. Their cook's meals give a soldier strength like nothing else. And who knows? Maybe they could use your help, too.
Maybe I'll check it out. Thanks. Maybe if I follow their tracks, I can find out where they're headed. We shouldn't be far. I always said this is where the ruins out here are just rockets. They're not buried in the sand. So maybe something is underground. That's true. Maybe water's pouring out of their building. Poseidon's doing? I better check it out. Someone's been through here. Camping gear. Looks like there's something behind that tarp.
I almost had him. I was so close.
To drowning, maybe. Not to the embers. Morland, it's over.
Well, not for me, it's not.
Then you're going to die. Alone. Because we're not sticking around to fish out the corpse. We're through.
And so the visionary's fate hung in the balance. Would he choose life, or succumb to deadly delusion?
Hello. So, there's an ancient city under the sand, but it's flooded.
Suddenly, a Norse spear maiden appeared.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're not typical Delvers. That's for sure. What's this?
I call it a diving bubble. This is the Mark I. The Mark II was better, but it got stuck halfway down. Air tube snagged.
You went down in that.
Yeah, I hardly expect a layperson to understand.
Because that's pretty smart.
I'm sorry. May I remind you, you got stuck inside and nearly drowned.
It'd have to be portable, though. Machine kneecap, maybe?
Well, you'd need a filter.
Synthetic membrane would do it. With a hose to a compressed
air capsule. Hammer and tongs.
What is this? What is happening here? What? Get over here. She's a stranger.
You got a name?
Aloy.
Morland. Not a stranger anymore.
You're a damn fool.
Come on. I got the original schematics over here.
Oh, well, hold on. Just a couple of questions first.
Fair enough. Partner?
Partner?
Don't mind him.
What's so important down there that you'd risk your life?
Well...
Morland, I'm not interested in salvage, okay? Whatever you find below is yours.
Well, all right. Then what if I told you we were delving for the most spectacular treasures ever scribed by man or maid?
I'd say get to the point.
No nonsense. I like it. Behold, an ember.
Looks like a piece of junk.
Well, now, yes, but with a proper spark. These magnificent creations of the old ones paint mesmerizing pictures in the air, and the ruins below us are full of them. A feast for the eyes beyond description. This is my old Gramps promised me.
How did your grandfather discover these embers?
He was here. 40-odd years ago. He was one of the first to lead a delving party into the West. He discovered the ancient city around us, plumbed the depths of this very structure. He found the hollow underneath and the glowing embers all about. Took as many as he could and brought them home. He always wanted to come back and get more, but, well, he never scraped up the shards. What he really wanted to do was use the embers to put on a show, one unlike the world has ever seen.
Sounds like quite a guy.
He was a true delver, and a true showman. And I miss him. But I will do him proud. I will gather the embers and put on a spectacle that would have amazed even him. With your help, of course.
So these embers project images?
Paintings of light. It's amazing stuff. This one showed the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, beckoning all to a buffet of lobster and succulent beefs. I must have watched it about 100 times as a child in my old Gramps' workshop.
What happened to it?
Over time, they die out. I cried the day that this one's light faltered. But there are many more below, as you'll see if you get down there like I did and my old Gramps before me.
So what exactly happened down there?
It was a delve like no other. A chance to follow my old Gramps' footsteps. Beneath this structure here is an enormous hollow, a dome protected from the sands. We built this elevator here to ensure easy egress and exit. It's quite a contraption, actually, and not so easy to...
Right. Again. What happened?
At the bottom, we beheld the treasure my Gramps first discovered. Painted images in the air of every description. Dancing women, games and coins and promises of jackpots. I don't know what that is, but it's gotta be good. But then, something went wrong. The images turned nautical. Waves went through them, even fish. Like a strange underwater dream.
Poseidon's dream.
Yes. Well, suddenly there was this terrible rushing sound, and then an explosion of water erupted from the floor.
So water just shot up from the floor and filled the place up?
It was a raging flood unlike anything I've seen. We ran like forge fire and barely made it up the elevator as a wave just crashed beneath us.
Yo.
Shaken, but not stirred. I built.
Camping gear. Looks like there's...
I was out of... I was... Oh, well, not for...
Then you're going to die. Because...
Some...
Hello?
Spear.
Yeah. Well, what's the...
I call it a diving bubble. This is the Mark 1. The Mark 2 was better, but it got stuck halfway down. Air tube snagged.
You went down in that.
Yeah, I hardly expect a layperson to understand.
Because
early drown.
I'd have to...
Well, you'd...
With a compressed
air capsule. Hammer and tongs.
What is this? What is happening here?
She's... You get...
Hey, look.
Moreland. Come on. Fair. Come on.
I'd better get after those parts.
There's a fully intact compressed air capsule in the Mark II, but like I said, it's stuck in the shaft.
If you made it back up alive, I should be able to swim down that far.
All right. As for the other parts, Stemmer scouted a herd due south of here that should have what we need.
I'm on it.
About the Delph.
Moreland, I'm not interested in salvage. Whatever you find below is yours.
Great.
എടാ മൈക്ക് മ്യൂട്ടായിരുന്നു മറ്റേ എടാ ഷോർട്സ് ഞാൻ നോക്കാന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചതാണ്. പിന്നെ അങ്ങോട്ട് നോക്കാം, ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഗെയിമിൽ നോക്കാം ഷോർട്സിൻ്റെ സംഭവം നോക്കട്ടെ, ചെയ്ത് നോക്കാം. ഇപ്പം തന്നെ ഷോർട്സ് ഞാൻ ഇടുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ. നീ എൻ്റെ ഷോർട്സൊക്കെ കാണാറുണ്ടോ? ഷോർട്സൊക്കെ കണ്ടവരെ ലൈക്ക് കൊടുത്തേ. പക്ഷെ എന്തുവാണ് ഇത് 39 40 FPS, നേരത്തെ 80 FPS കിട്ടുന്ന പോപ്പ് ഇപ്പം എക്സിറ്റായി, എക്സിറ്റായിട്ട് കയറിയപ്പോൾ ഇങ്ങനെ സംഭവം. ഗെയിം എടുത്തിട്ട് OBS എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ സീനില്ല, പക്ഷേ OBS എടുത്തിട്ട് ഗെയിം എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇതാണ് വിഷയം. ഷോർട്സ് ലൈവ് ഇട്ട് നോക്കാം. ഫുൾ സ്ക്രീൻ ആയി, എക്സ്ക്ലൂസീവ് ഫുൾ സ്ക്രീൻ ആണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് സീനായി. അയ്യോ, ഇപ്പൊ പോയി ലൈക്ക് ആൻഡ് കമന്റ് ഇടാം. ആടാ, ഓക്കെ. സ്റ്റേബിൾ അറിയില്ലേ, എനിക്ക് ഇന്ത്യയാണ് ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് ലൈക്ക് ഇട്ട് കമന്റ് ഇടാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. എന്ത് പ്രോബ്ലം ആയിരുന്നു? ഏതിന് ലൈക്കും കമന്റും ഇടുന്നില്ല? ഷോർട്സിനോ? അതെല്ലാം ഇടാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ചുമ്മായിരുന്നു. ഇനി എന്തെങ്കിലും കയറി മാറ്റിയാന്തോ എനിക്കറിഞ്ഞോ. Wow. Yeah. കമന്റ് ഇടാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. കമന്റ് ബോക്സ് പൊങ്ങുന്നില്ലേ? അതായത് ഗ്ലിച്ചായിരിക്കും. സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഒന്നും എടുത്തോളൂ.
I thought we were finally going to get away from this place.
നാളെ ഷോർട്സ് ലൈവ് ഞാൻ നോക്കണം. നാളെ രാവിലെ നോക്കട്ടെ. രാവിലെ എനിക്ക് കുറച്ച് പണിയുണ്ട്, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഞാൻ നോക്കാം. ഷോർട്സ് ലൈവ് സെറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. ഐ വിൽ ഗോ ത്രൂ ഇറ്റ്.
The longer their sojourn in the desert, the crustier the shard counter's mood became.
അതിൻ്റെ കുഴപ്പം ഈ ഗെയിം ഒരു പ്രാവശ്യം എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. പോയി. No. പോള് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് ഹോബീസിൻ്റെ പറ്റണമെന്ന് തോന്നട്ടാ. അല്ലല്ല, ഇതിലുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ ഞാൻ ഇപ്പം നിർത്തോളാം. ഞാൻ നിർത്തി. രണ്ട് ചത്തത് ഗെയിം ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് ഇതാവും നടക്കും. പോയി. എന്തൊരു കിട്ടിയാണ്.
We'll find a way to get the embers. I know we will.
ഇപ്പം 30 FPS ആയി. നേരത്തെ ലൈവ് നോക്കിയാൽ മതി. ഫുള്ള് ഇതായിരുന്നു. 90 FPS 80 FPS ആയിരുന്നു. BGMI കളിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഞാൻ പിന്നെ സ്ട്രീം ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല, കാരണം എൻ്റെ ഗ്യാങ് ഇല്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഐ ആം സ്ട്രീമിംഗ് ഓൺലി ഫോർ മീ. ഞാനിതിൻ്റെ മാത്രമേ കളിക്കുന്നുള്ളൂ, അല്ലാതെ ഞാൻ ഗെയിം പ്ലേ ആയിട്ടിടുന്നില്ല.
Pessimism. It may save your hide, but it'll never save your spirit.
Once again, the shard counter
ഇപ്പം ഇതിന് മാത്രമായിട്ടില്ല ഇട്ടാലേ നടക്കുള്ളൂ. സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്താൽ പോയി. വിഷയമാണ് മകനേ, വിഷയമാണ് മകനേ. ഒരു കാര്യം ചിരിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ഇപ്പോഴാണ് ഓർക്കാമെന്നൊരു എടുത്തില്ല.
The parched desert air made the old wordsmith long for a draft of main spring ale.
For once, I agree with you.
ആ സ്ട്രേഞ്ചേഴ്സിൻ്റെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ എടുക്കാനൊന്നും പറ്റിയൊന്നുമില്ല. ആകെ വെറുതെ അവന്മാർ ഉടായ്പ കാണിക്കുന്നതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് സ്നോറണ്ടർ കളിക്കണം. വേണ്ട, എന്താ 2 മണിക്കൂറായി. നാളത്തേക്ക് കളിക്കാം. അപ്പോൾ ശരി മോനെ, ഇറങ്ങുന്നു. എൻ്റെ ഗെയിം തേച്ചു. സന്തോഷമായിരിക്കുന്നു. ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമുക്ക് നാളെ കാണാം. നാളെ ഞാൻ ഷോർട്സ് ഇടാൻ നോക്കാം. ഇന്ന് എന്തായാലും വീഡിയോ നോക്കട്ടെ ഷോർട്സിൻ്റെ. ആടാ എൻ്റെ അക്കൗണ്ട് നാളെ സമയം കിടക്കുകയല്ലേ. ഷോർട്സിൻ്റെ ലൈവ് അങ്ങെടുക്കാം. പക്ഷേ ഷോർട്സിൻ്റെ ലൈവ് ഇടുമ്പോൾ സ്ക്രീൻ ചെറുതാവൂലടാ. അതാണൊരു സ്ക്രീൻ ചെറുതായ അതിൻ്റെ ക്വാളിറ്റി പോവും. ഇങ്ങനെ സീനുണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ശരിയാണ്.